What I'm about to say is not just another political controversy. This is about how deeply broken the Department of Justice has become. When the indictment of Don Lemon was announced, Attorney General Pam Bondi did something that should have immediately raised red flags. She did not show up. She avoided the press entirely and sent her deputy, Todd Blanch, to stand alone and take questions. That alone tells you something is wrong. On the very same day, the DOJ claimed it was releasing the Epstein files, but instead of transparency, they released only about half the documents, riddled with incoherent, inconsistent, and legally questionable redactions. Pam Bondi knew that if she stood in front of reporters, she would be forced to answer questions she simply cannot answer. The truth is, she isn't just uncomfortable, she's genuinely scared. In mid-February, she is scheduled to testify before Congress, where she will have to explain allegations of covering up child sex trafficking networks, weaponizing the DOJ against Trump's perceived enemies, targeting journalists, and following directives that appear to come straight from Donald Trump's Truth Social account. That fear was visible in the bizarre selfie video she recorded announcing the Don Lemon indictment. Think about how abnormal that is. The Attorney General of the United States, the highest law enforcement official in the country, recording a selfie video saying, "We are coming after you, I'm Pam Bondi." That wasn't leadership. It looked more like a hostage video than a formal DOJ announcement. She then posted that the arrests were made at my direction, which is deeply troubling. Attorneys General do not personally direct individual arrests. Those decisions are made by career prosecutors and U.S. attorneys after independent investigations. When an AG insists on saying, "at my direction," it raises the obvious question, who directed her? And we all know the answer. Now look at what Don Lemon actually did. He was there as a journalist, documenting a protest inside a church. He repeatedly stated on camera that he was not participating, that he was there to report. There was no violence, no threats, no intimidation, no physical obstruction. Yet the DOJ charged him under the FACE Act, a law designed to stop violent attacks and physical intimidation at abortion clinics and places of worship. That law requires force or threats, not speech, not protest, not journalism. Journalism is not a crime. Protest is not a crime. Asking questions is not a crime. But under this administration, truth itself has become the enemy. Then came the arrest. Instead of issuing a summons, which is standard practice for a nonviolent, cooperative defendant, Don Lemon was arrested in Los Angeles, publicly humiliated, jailed overnight, and prosecutors even tried to restrict his travel. That was not law enforcement. That was punishment. A federal judge immediately saw through it and released him on his own recognizance. Now this case moves to Minnesota, where federal judges are already frustrated with this administration for repeatedly violating court orders. And here is the reality Pam Bondi does not want to confront. This indictment was her best day. From here on out, it only gets worse. Every court appearance will expose constitutional problems. Every motion will raise First Amendment issues. Every judge will ask why this case was brought in the first place. And when Pam Bondi finally sits before Congress, she won't have a deputy to hide behind. No selfie video, no social media bravado. She will be under oath, facing direct questions. Because an attorney general who ignores constitutional limits, shatters DOJ norms, and asks only one question: what does Trump want? Does not avoid accountability forever. The truth always catches up, and this time, it's catching up fast.